What if I just told you, you just have to have the physique when she looks at you? She say, yeah, he could hit. You have to have a fuckable physique. So we're going to talk about it today. 8 things you need to do. Because a lot of guys, they think, oh, for this girl to deal with me, I have to look better than any other dude she's ever dealt with. But that's very far from the truth. You just have to get your foot through the door. And I've had situations like that where a chick just wanted to be friends with benefits or stuff like, oh, I just want my guts poked a little bit. And then next you know, now she wants a relationship. Now she wants you to meet her family and all types of stuff. So 9 times out of 10, dog, you just have to have a fuckable physique. She looks at you and yeah, he could hit. So we're going to go through it. Y'all know the deal. It's basically BO, a.k.a. Cole Brown Official. We start number 8 and we go down to number 1. So number 8 is relax to grow. Some of you guys might be like, oh, what are you talking about, relax to grow? A lot of us are tight, myself included, and I've very much been working on just relaxing my body. When you're too tight, when you're too tense, you look kind of funny. And I've had people tell me during boxing, during track, they're like, Cole, you're so tight. You're not going to have the same flow. You're not going to look as good when you're tight. When you can relax your body, you're going to look way better walking around. And I've seen this too. Like, guys have asked me, Cole, I got my physique together. Why am I not attracting women? 9 times out of 10, the dude has a hunchback. And it's like, you got these muscles, you look good, but your posture is really fucking that up when you're walking around like this. And there's so many people with fucked up posture. You're always looking down at your phone. You're always playing video game. Be aware of how your body is sitting when you're doing something. A lot of us have desk jobs. I had a driving job, so I was always like this. That started making my posture bad. It started making my body tight. So really work on that, man. And I'll do stuff every single day to fix my posture, man. I started getting tight hips. So now when I'm brushing my teeth every morning, I just hold a squat. I'm in a deep squat when I'm brushing my teeth. That's a regular routine every single day to undo all the harm I have been doing to my body. Loosen up your body, man. All right, so that's number 8, relax to grow. Like, warm up is very important. You don't want to just go out there every single day, just hit the weights hard, balls to the wall all the time, because that will make your body tight. And that's kind of what's pushed online, because that's the more sexy, that's the more entertaining stuff. And I fell into that trap of just always going hard, always trying to max out, always going balls to the wall, and not taking my recovery serious, not taking my flexibility serious, not going through full range of motion. I'm ego lifting. You don't want to do that, bro, because it will show up in your physique. Going on to point number 7 is build an attractive frame. And I would say the main 2 things that you need to do is incline bench and pull-ups. When I started doing pull-ups, especially when I started doing weighted pull-ups, it transformed my back. That's what gave me that V-taper look. And then with the chest, I used to do a lot of dips. I was like lower chest kind of heavy, so I just focused on my upper chest, and that gave me a full look for my chest. And women, they love a nice full chest, dog. So I'd say those are the 2 most important things to hit, is upper chest and pull-ups when it comes to having an attractive physique. Now, you still want to hit other things, of course, but I'd say when it really comes to just having an attractive physique, those are the 2 most important. And then right behind it, I would say, is hitting shoulders. Now, like I said, you want to be well-rounded. You want to hit a little bit of everything. But when it comes to building that V-taper, I have not seen somebody that does a lot of pull-ups that doesn't have an attractive physique. I think when it comes to training styles, calisthenics guys have the most attractive physique, and I think a lot of women would agree with that. Like, the guys that only train calisthenics, they tend to have very aesthetic physiques. The type of physique where a woman looks at it like, yeah, that's exactly what I would want. So build an attractive frame. Going on to point number 6 is body language. A lot of guys just move weird. And I've said this before, like, guys will get in shape. Maybe you used to be fat, maybe you used to be extremely scrawny. And the way you identify yourself, you look like you're a fat loser. You're looking at yourself as you're a big back, blue back well. And I'm not talking about one of these girls that think they're the shit. No, you think you're a piece of shit. You don't think you're the shit. You think you're a piece of shit, and you still walk around like a loser. You still walk around with your head down. You still walk around like you have no confidence. You have no faith in yourself. That will show up. Your body language says a lot about you. So if you have an attractive physique, but your body language is just always closed off, always looking nervous, looking timid, that's going to ruin it all. That's going to ruin it all. So, and that's why I think, like, a lot of guys, they get on body game and they don't get the results because their body language is whack, their posture is whack. That's something you have to be aware about. Going on to point number 5 is consistency is non-negotiable. You have to be consistent. And this, you see a lot of guys. Fitness is not a lifestyle for them. They hit the gym for a couple months, a lot of guys a couple years, and then they fall off. You have to stick to it. It has to be a lifestyle. You really have to be about the body game, man. And I feel like the best way to stay consistent is have a routine that you stick to, no matter what. And when you have to, maybe you had a long day, maybe you don't feel like going, you just show up to the gym. Cut the workout in half if you have to. I tell guys this all the time. Going to the gym, if you're sore, if you don't feel good, cut the workout in half. You don't have to do the whole routine. But just having that habit of this is part of who I am, that will really keep you sticking to the gym, dog. When you're like, man, I felt like shit today. And then you build that muscle of going against the resistance. Once you start getting in that routine of like, even when I don't feel like doing something, I can still do it. I'm that type of person. You identify as that type of person, it just becomes easier and easier. It just starts to flow. So, man, show up every single day. And I know like a lot of people, they don't train every single day, but even on your off days, take your recovery serious. Stick to whatever your recovery plan is. Because if you're not consistent, you're not going to see the results you want to. Like I said, a lot of these guys, man, we live in this microwave society. These boys want, I want to look like this by the summer. I want to look like this in a month. I want to look like this in 3 months. Dog, chances are you have a good bit of time on this earth. Why are you trying to rush everything? Why are you trying to rush everything? You've been living like shit the past 10, 15, 20 years, and now you want everything in a month. Slow the fuck down. Just be consistent. Some days you're not going to feel it. Cut the workout in half. That's perfectly fine. Some days you're not going to do as much work as you want to. And a lot of times, though, when I felt like shit and I still hit the gym, I just cut back on the workout, I feel better after it. Now, obviously, there's times where it's okay to miss a workout. Maybe you just feel like complete crap. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you got the flu. Yeah, sometimes you got to just miss a workout. But overall, dog, vast majority of the time, just cut the workout in half. Maybe you had a long day. You're stressed out about something. Just cut it in half. Going on to point number 4 is train like an athlete. You must look at yourself like an athlete. So that overlaps everything. The way you recover, the way you train. Keep your body moving, dog. Keep your body moving. The minute you stop moving is the minute that you lose it. You see a lot of people in older age, they can't put their arm all the way up. My dad, he can't put his arm all the way up because he hasn't done the movement. So you want to be functioning well. It's cool to have muscles, but if you can't function, dog, that's going to mess you up. That's going to mess you up. Dog, you want to be mobile. That's when everything's going to flow better. That's when you're going to look better. And that's when you're going to have more energy. Body game isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling good. It's about having more self-belief. It's about overcoming the daily struggles, man. The daily struggles of, I'm not eating this junk food anymore. I don't want to look like the average man anymore. I don't want to live like the average man anymore. So you got to overcome that with the body game. So that's number 4. Is train like an athlete. Look at yourself as an athlete, dog. These athletes take their diet very seriously. They take their health very seriously. They take their recovery very seriously because they have to. And I've said this many times too, like a lot of people, you'll go slave away for your job, but you wouldn't put any effort into yourself. You'll slave away for a girl you hardly know. You'll bend over backwards for a girl you hardly know. You'll bend over backwards for your job, but you don't go out your way to make sure you're recovering well for yourself. And that's just society's programming. Society has programmed you not to give a fuck about yourself. Society has programmed you that self-love, self-care is like, it's going to get a Coke and going to McDonald's after a long week of work. You're just poisoning yourself. You're just hurting yourself even more. So just be aware of that, man. Look at yourself like an athlete. How do athletes move? Start moving like that. Going on to point number 3, train a style you like. Train a style you like. And I know this might go kind of against the other points because you're like, maybe the style of training I like is, I don't like doing too much. I just like lifting like this, and I like walking on the treadmill. And that's not really how athletes train, Cole. I understand that. But you want to do something you can stick to. Some people just absolutely hate the gym. What is something you can do that you can stick to? Even like, let's say you like long distance running. I wouldn't encourage a guy to stop doing long distance running because he wants to build a better physique. Nah, bro, if that's what you like, keep doing that. Maybe you want to cut back on it just a little bit. Hit the weights just a little bit more. But if that's what you enjoy doing, stick to it, dog. It's not all, and that's why I try to tell guys. Guys get too caught up on, I need the best physique. I need the best physique. I need the best physique. No, it's like, if this might not give you the best results, but you enjoy that, Maybe you got a community, maybe you in a run club, something like that. Stick to that. That's what's going to be the best for you long term, because you can stick to it. Because a lot of these guys, they want to do the most optimal everything. Then they do it for a month and they fall off. Find something you can stick to, man. That's one of the most important things. Can you stick to it? Going on to point number 2 is clean up your diet. Like I said, I have cheat meals from time to time. But when you start eating whole foods, dog, you have so much more energy. You have so much more energy, man. Like when you really start to pay attention how you feel after certain meals, you'll realize how tired you are. You know, that's what I pay attention to. How does this food make me feel? Because there have been times in the past, like, man, I remember just on a daily basis, you just, after lunchtime, man, you just ready to fall asleep. You have no energy. You have no will to work at all. Start paying attention to the food you eat, dog. And last but not least, number 1 is move more daily. I think that's one of the most important things. Move more daily, man. And even growing up, like, I did not eat the best diet growing up, man. It was 90% fast food. But the one thing that really saved me, I was consistently moving. I was always outside. So even though my diet was complete shit, and I know some people can get away with that, some people can't. You know, you really don't want to try to outwork a shitty diet. But, you know, when you younger, youth is more on your side, you know. And then I was always moving. I was always outside. And I think that's the best type of fitness. I was going outside playing football, playing basketball, hanging with the homies in the neighborhood. Like, that's when it's the easiest, dog. When you can, and I still do that today, man. Like, 9 times out of 10 when I'm hanging out with one of my homeboys, we're hitting the weights. We might be boxing. Like, that's the best bang for your buck, man. When you can overlap multiple things. You can go hang out with your friends and you getting your fitness in. Like, this whole working out thing, it doesn't have to be a drag. It doesn't have to be a punishment. You know, like, that's the craziest shit to me, man. When people look at fitness as a punishment, like, oh, I ate this week, so I got to go to the gym this whole week and just kill myself. It's like, bro, you get to go to the gym. It's a blessing. How do you, like, and I get it. Maybe if you're, like, extremely shape at first, like, hitting the gym, you probably do feel like shit after leaving. Like, let's be honest. You walk down a set of stairs and you, like, ready to lay in bed for the rest of the day. But once you get in the area of, like, your health is decent, dog, going to the gym just feels so good. Going to the gym feels so good. Especially working out with some homies. Y'all know them women be in the gym half naked. You peeping some cheeks in the gym too. Like, I don't know. I feel like the gym is a great experience. I can't even understand how people just like, oh, I hate the gym. The gym is cool as fuck to me, dog. I get on the treadmill, get in my little flow state, listening to something that is expanding my mind. Might see a couple baddies in the gym. Might see a couple homies in the gym. Get a little pump going. Might hit the sauna for a little bit. Like, that's a good-ass feeling. So when people bitching and complaining about the gym, I'm just like, change your perspective. You should be happy, dog. Like I said, I've seen many times. I remember I used to be hitting the bag in the gym. There used to be this one dude. He was in a wheelchair and he'd be happy as hell hitting that bag. I'm like, man, people's perspective really be having them fucked up. Little bro in a wheelchair hitting the bag hard as hell. But he looked happy as hell. You know? He looked happy as hell. And the dude I be seeing in the wheelchair, he be hitting the gym. I don't know why he came to mind, but he be hitting the gym with his friend. And his friend be talking his ass off. And I can tell the dude in the wheelchair, he just don't give a fuck at all. But he be like locked in hitting the bag. The other dude just be yapping his ass off. I said, man, he probably tired as fuck of this dude, but he got to deal with this dude because he probably taking him to the gym, you know? So, but man, I don't see how people had that perspective, man. Like, open your eyes, man. Some of you guys just take a lot of shit for granted, man. And that's why, I know I've been talking about the black pill shit a lot, but it's just like, man, I really can't stand that shit, man. Because I've seen people, well, they really don't have anything going for them. Like, this situation is actually fucked. And then you see people that got a lot of potential, but they just waste that shit, man. They just want to bitch and complain. So going through it again, man, number 8 was relax to grow. Like I said, man, a lot of you guys are tense. Man, relax. And I take some magnesium before I go to sleep too. That helps relax the muscles as well. maybe hit the sauna. Sometimes you do hot baths, stuff like that to relax your body. I've talked about massages before. You want to take your recovery serious. Number 7 was build an attractive frame. Like I said, when it comes to having a good frame, you really want to hit shoulders, pull-ups, and upper chest. Everything matters, but that's what really gives you a good frame. Going on to number 6 is body language. Do you have a hunchback? Do you have a hunchback? Is your neck like this? That's going to play a role in how women look at you, man. Weird movements can cancel out the hard work. Number 5 is, are you consistent? It's non-negotiable, bro. Like I said, sometimes you might have to dial back the workout a little bit, but it should be consistent. Number 4 is train like an athlete. Look at yourself like an athlete. Ask yourself, would an athlete be moving like this? And that's what's really going to give you the best physique. Next, train a style that you like. Train a style you get enjoyment out of it. Some guys don't like going to the box gym. What can you do that you like? And some days you're not going to like it. Like, I enjoy boxing, but it was a lot of days I didn't feel like going. I had a long day at work. We still got to get it in. Maybe I won't go as hard today. But I found the style that you like to train, man. Number 2, clean up your diet. You're going to have a different type of glow when you clean up your diet. You're going to have more energy. And that's going to show up in your behavior. And last but not least is move more. I think that's truly the most important, because in today's society, man, it's such the norm to hardly get any steps. And I went to my sister's house for Thanksgiving, and it was a beautiful thing, man. We hit this walk after we ate. And see, it's this simple shit like that, man. People don't realize how far that can take you. Just going on walks. Like, let's say the average family in America started doing a 20-minute walk after their lunch and a 20-minute walk after their dinner. Their health would be completely different in years. Like, people don't realize it's the little shit, man. You think you got to do all this crazy shit. Oh, I got to run across the country like David Goggins. No, you don't. It's the little shit that compounds on a daily basis. If you went on 2 20-minute walks every single day, your health is going to change. And I think that's the main thing, man. People don't move enough. Your body starts getting tight when you don't move enough. So it's easy to pack all that weight on you when you ain't burning any calories. Move more, man. So that's all I got for y'all today. Like I said, man, you don't have to have the most attractive physique in this world. 9 times out of 10, she just got to look at you and say, yeah, he could fuck. He could get these cheeks. You just have to get your foot in the door with the physique. And then that physique gonna turn her into a freak. But I think a lot of guys, they get stuck in that fat titty boy mentality. So now they have that physique that turns them into a freak. But now she expecting you to beat it down like a freak, and you don't have that type of energy. You playing scared. You got this hunchback. But that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.